Right, I don't know if you can hear me over the noise, but it's Wednesday, it's day 2 or 3 of the Wild West Adventure, and we're at the Barrett Jackson Auto Auction in Scottsdale, Arizona. One of my bucket list items, so come and join the guys as we enjoy, the Barrett Jackson Auto Auction. Hi, I'm Graham, and this is my wife Fiona, and we have always had a work hard, play hard philosophy. From London to New York, and of course the Caribbean, we live our dream through travel. And of course, the odd cocktail. And here on YouTube, we create our memories while living our dream. So come and join us as we share our memories with you. So Tom, where are we?
We're at the Barrett Jackson Auto Auction in Scottsdale, Arizona.
And what is there at the Barrett Jackson Auto Auction?
Strippers and a few cars.
Right, it is, what day is it? It's Wednesday?
Wednesday, it's already pretty busy.
It is Wednesday afternoon. We're at the...
I'm looking for the tractor section.
The tractor section? Is that like a... Okay, so we're at the Barrett Jackson Auto Auction in Scottsdale, Arizona on day 3 of the Wild West Adventure. All right, Brandon?
Cheers.
Cheers. I have got absolutely no idea where this episode is going, guys. Just like I've got absolutely no idea why Brandon is going to an auto show with golf clubs. And maybe it's got something to do with us all heading to Top Golf this evening. But as I hate golf and certainly wouldn't be participating, my main interest this afternoon was the Barrett Jackson Auto Auction. Tom, where are we going?
We're going to Barrett Jackson Auto Auction, where you're going to buy a Ferrari.
Is that so? I'm in lots of debt. And Daryl,
yeah, he's going to buy
Daryl's going to buy
a
Yugo. Okay, let me try to set the scene for this episode. It is Wednesday, and what should have been day 3 of my Wild West adventure if it hadn't have been for British Airways letting me down, which meant that this was actually day 2. The entire team had been up before dawn. We'd had a series of business meetings over breakfast, which carried on through to lunchtime. But when we heard that the Barrett Jackson Auto Auction was actually on in Scottsdale at the moment, and we were all here in Scottsdale, it would have been rude not to pack up the business sessions, putting the rest of the meetings off until tomorrow morning and head to the Barrett Jackson Auto Auction. For those not aware, Barrett Jackson is a truly massive car auction held in January every year in Scottsdale, Arizona. And between the 21st and the 29th of January 2023, Barrett Jackson reported nearly 350,000 visitors to the show at the Westworld Grounds in Scottsdale, Arizona. Jeff, which one did you buy?
Oh, this one back
This one, the C8 Stingray?
Yeah.
The first hall that you come to when you first enter the show is the new car exhibition. That basically translates, guys, as a motor show where the major car manufacturer show off their latest products. And being a self-confessed petrol head, I loved every bit of it. However, given that I now drive an EV, it still doesn't stop me admiring all of the fantastic new petrol, diesel and of course electric vehicles on show. But reaching the classic part of the show brought back my own memories from the last 5 decades of cars, many of which I had posters on my bedroom wall as a child. I think what got me was how showroom fresh most of these old classic cars look. I would go as far to say that they probably look better today than they looked when they first rolled off the production line back in the 50s and 60s. And then we got to the part of the auto show where specialist auto shops had taken old vehicles and completely pimped them with 21st century technology, in a lot of cases adding hundreds of thousands of dollars to the ticket price. And And then there were vehicles like this one that came straight from the showroom to these auto shops to be pimped. And then we headed outside to watch the cars head into the auction itself. So this is the cars all lined up to go into the auction, and this is, if you're interested in buying them, this is the last place that you can listen to them, because when you see them in the in there, you can't hear them. And then after the auction house, there is tent after tent after tent of cars waiting to go into auction, and also those that had just come from auction. And later on, we'll get to one of those tents where the cars had just come from auction. They were my favourite because you got to see what price those cars got. I really should introduce you to the rest of the guys on today's trip. You would have met Tom last year when we visited Nashville and then Kingston in Tennessee. You'd have also met Daryl, our CEO, during the trip that Lance and I made to California back in 2017. But Brandon and Jeff will be new faces on the channel. And these are all guys that are just not colleagues. They're also very good friends. And being guys, we're all 100% petrol heads. However, for me, being brought up in Europe during the 70s and 80s, most of these cars were completely alien. But of course, I had Daryl, Tom, Jeff and Brandon to explain about the cars that didn't feature in television shows that I would have watched as a child. Just like this Ferrari from the original Magnum PI series. And I know, guys, who in their right mind would buy a Ferrari that's not red? And here you go, guys, we even managed to find Tom a tractor. And I've got no idea why, but these old Broncos were incredibly popular at this year's auction. But one thing was for sure, we were all in heaven. Especially Tom, when we managed to find him another tractor. You know, I could have spent a whole other day at the Barrett Jackson Auto Auction. However, the reason for this trip to Arizona, of course, was business first, so we didn't get there until early afternoon. So as we walked back through the halls in the direction of the exit, we all decided that we would come back next year. My hope being that the guys would forget about golf. Yeah, guys, I know, I really hate golf. So Tom, was that good?
It was not good. Oh, that.
Yes, it was good.
The Barrett Jackson was interesting. It was so big. I know. I had no idea.
And the other thing I want to say is the Barrett Jackson Auto Auction is so well organised. We used the free parking, which was several miles away from the show itself, and there was a constant stream of coaches ferrying people between the free parking and the show. So as we headed back to our rental car, the next stop was Top Golf. As we approached the Top Golf Centre, just off the freeway between Scottsdale and Mesa, I guess the only thing I was looking forward to was the beer and food. However, like everything in the United States, this Top Golf Centre took a driving range to a whole new level. This particular Top Golf Centre had 3 levels, and it was on a truly enormous scale. Of course, everything was completely computerised, and it looked to me that each ball you hit down this driving range was digitally tagged. But to a non-golfer like me, the big question I had on my lips now was, where is the beer and food? And yes, Megan finally arrived to take our order. And yes, guys, the food was simply burgers and sandwiches, but you know, after the day we had, it all tasted so good. And as the guys continued to hit those tiny white balls, I sat back and enjoyed their frustration while drinking more beer. And that was Wednesday of our Wild West adventure. In the next episode, we take a look at our Airbnb and send Brandon's drone up for some aerial photography. Before Tom heads back to Tennessee, Darryl and Brandon head to California, and Jeff to Idaho. I catch up with my pal Simon and we go for a walk in the desert. So you know what to do if you want to continue to follow this mini-series. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon to be notified when my next video is published. Thank you so much for watching.